It's Gorman in the Morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Thursday morning. It's March 5th. For the first of probably 6 times, I'll say happy anniversary, me and Rosemary.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Woo! The French would say 32. 32 years, baby.
Beautiful.
How about that?
Love is grand.
Love is grand. Paul Fletcher's out on hockey duty. Steven Hyden in the chair. Good morning, sir.
Howdy, how's it going?
The Counting Crows, Long December, a song you are long on the record of saying yes, thumbs up.
Yeah, now I'm all depressed, though. I think I might curl in a corner
That'll do it.
somewhere and cry.
It'll do it. That's what we were looking for. Ryder.
Yeah, I share your feelings.
I think we're all curling in a corner at some point
we
today.
are. Why not? Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Let's dive in, shall we? I'm feeling Minnesota, Ryder. Give me some headlines, please.
All right. Yesterday, Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison testified at the nation's capital in front of the House Oversight Committee just after the committee released a report accusing both Minnesota officials of ignoring concerns about fraud in state social service programs, including the Feeding Our Future program, as far back as 2019. Walz testified that Minnesota suffers fraud on similar levels to other states, but the federal government is singling us out, and he believes another roadblock to fighting fraud is the recent wave of resignations by federal prosecutors. In D.C., Senate Republicans defeated a war powers resolution legislation aiming to limit President Trump's use of military force in Iran without congressional approval. All but 2 senators voted on party lines, so he's going to continue as he has been. Meanwhile, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said U.S. ground troops are, quote, not part of the plan for this operation at this time. Kind of left herself and the president a lot of wiggle room there, but still mentioned it. Trader Joe's is recalling 4 frozen Asian food products due to potential contamination with glass. Not tasty.
Oh, what?
The products are vegetable fried rice, chicken shi mao, and Japanese-styled fried rice. They have specific sell-by dates. Google them. But yeah, freaking pieces of glass.
So that's bad for you then.
Not
glass.
tasty.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to eat glass now?
Very true.
I thought
Yes.
I read something that was good for your blood pressure or something.
No protein in glass, man.
Oh, shoot.
None. Jamie Lee Curtis revealed the upcoming season of The Bear will be the final one for the FX show led by Jeremy Allen White. The award-winning show is currently filming in Chicago and is scheduled to be released later this year. They usually come out in June or so.
Okay.
I don't think she was supposed to tell anyone this.
Oh, yeah. So
FX is not commenting on it.
okay, I dropped off The Bear, watched the first season, got into the second, and was like, I'm work on yourselves, people. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
But I know there was an episode that she was in the second season everybody lost their minds about. I didn't know she was a continuing character. That I didn't realize.
She's the mom.
Yes.
No, I know, but I thought it was like a flashback episode because I'm obviously in the wrong here. What I'm saying is I didn't realize she was actually a continuing part of the show. And then now she's the one who blows it by saying, oh, by the way, we're wrapping
done.
up. Wow.
And it's one of those things like where, they say the jump the shark moment for shows. I think when they started adding all these celebrity, side characters, and that's when they lost me on that show, I think.
I think that's almost always the case. It's like just because celebrities want to be on the show, it's like, no, make new celebrities. The reason the first season's so great is because you only knew 1 or 2 of those people before. And all these other great actors, you're like, who's this person? They're amazing.
No.
Yeah, I got a little. I got it. I had all I needed from the first season, which I still think is great. But yeah, I was 3 episodes into the second season. I was like, I just no longer care about any of these people.
I'm all caught up. I've made it through all 4 seasons, and and I've kind of waned on how much I like this show. But if I only have to do one more, I will definitely finish it out. So thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis.
If you've done 4 laps of a 5-lap race, you might as well finish the race. I'm with you on that.
Yes, I'm going. Yeah. And announced yesterday, Built to Spill will kick off their spring tour with a stop at First Avenue May 14th. Tickets on sale Friday. The indie rock vets have not released new music or have announced plans to do so. That's cool because I just want to hear Keep It Like a Secret on repeat.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm stoked about this. And Hamnet and the Bride star Jessie Buckley says she gave her husband the "it's me or the cats" ultimatum when they started dating, and she won.
Whoa!
Internet is kind of pissed. What do you guys think? Would you give up a pet for somebody you were just dating?
No.
No?
No, I think that's a tell on the person. Anyone that would say, get rid of your cats or I'm not moving in.
Yeah.
I don't think you're for me then.
I mean, barring if you're horrifically allergic, it's a conversation to have.
Sure.
If it's just simply, I don't like cats, so get rid of them or we can't, it's like, well, yeah, that's it's not so much, I don't love you as much as I love the cat, but the throwing down the gauntlet, me or that's the red flag.
There's a coldness to it, too, to me, where you just don't see the cat the way an animal lover sees the cat.
Sure.
Getting rid of your kid or something. That's what that's like.
I would think early on, I get it. Everyone's going to go, falling in love's not a decision you make. Yeah, it kind of is. You get all the warm fuzzies and you're like, this is going in the right direction. But along the way, when I'm just saying, if were I a single person and I'm seeing a woman and she's like, oh, I can't stand Chauncey. That snot is disgusting. I can't be around him. I'd be like, okay, well, then we'll just see each other out of my house. But that's all that's ever going to be. I'm not getting rid of, sorry, he was here first. He's got snot. He's charming.
And how good is that person? Like, how cool can they be if they would say that? That to me is the bigger thing. It's not about the cat. It's about what does this say about you as a person that you would insist on that.
I gave a girl it wasn't a proper full-on mixtape of like every song mattered, but I just made a tape of here's a bunch of good music. Early on, we'd seen each other a few times, and she just said, hey, she's in grad school. I'm busy. Just put on some give me some cool music to listen to.
Yeah.
And I did, and her first response was, yeah, it's all got like guitars on it, though.
Yeah.
And it was one of those, I was like, it sure does. I'll see you around.
Yeah, that's hit the ejector seat right there.
It's got all those guitars, a lot of guitars for me.
Music.
Okay, well, listen, you go enjoy those Gregorian chants you're clearly at home listening to, and I'm going to move on with, some replacement songs. Mm-hmm. See you later.
Good plan. Speeding has been cut in half near traffic cameras. The city of Minneapolis stalled at 5 locations in October, according to new data KARE 11 News reports. The traffic safety cameras are part of Vision Zero, program aiming for zero traffic deaths and serious injuries. While it's still early, information so far is encouraging, with December seeing 13,000 fewer speeders at camera locations compared to when the program launched in October.
Wow.
That's a lot, and it's only 5 spots.
That seems like a lot. Yeah.
Is that related to the weather, though? Because people, it's icy roads.
I think you have to you have to factor that in a little bit.
Yeah.
I would hope.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
They're going to keep monitoring and stuff like that. They started in October. We now have data through December. So yes, to Hyden's point, probably need at least a year's worth to figure out if they're really working.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin James canceled his March 22nd show at the State Theater. His Eat the Frog tour stop is no longer happening due to what he calls scheduling conflicts. He's got a new movie out that I think is doing better than everyone expected, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Solo Mio. It's like it looks way too sappy for me to care about it.
So now he's too cool for Minneapolis.
I think
he's got a hit movie.
But yeah, it's got great reviews and all that kind of stuff.
It's like my freshman year in college. My university booked the Romantics to play a show, and they hadn't had a hit in 4 years. And then in between the gig being announced and the gig happening, Talking in Your Sleep came out and went to number 1. And the Romantics did everything they could to get out of the gig. and the university was like, nope, absolutely not. And they played for 60 minutes and 1 second. And walked off stage.
Wow.
They cut a song short to leave at the 60-minute mark, and I've never hated a band more ever since.
I don't know if I've ever loved a band more for paying attention to the clock.
Oh, man, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Did they wear the pink leather suits?
They weren't. I was hoping for pink. It was all black leather that night.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
there was like a bear vibe going.
Oh, this show I'm excited about if it does happen and come here. Courtney Love and bassist Melissa Oftamar are teasing a whole tour. Love posting video of Oftamar set to whole song Malibu on Instagram, tagging her and saying, "Do we tell the kids about the tour? Yes, please. Tell me about the tour."
Yeah.
Wow.
I very much hope that it comes here.
That's having a lot of faith in the world if you're going to buy that concert ticket. I'm just going to say.
Yes, it is.
Might not be the most reliable tour, perhaps.
Well, buying anything a year out in this stage of the game for any reason is showing a lot of optimism in the human race. But when and then you add Courtney Love to the mix, like, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
No one's ever said the reliable Courtney Love. No. That's never been an adjective affixed to that name.
I'm taking the advice. This is the one time I might buy the ticket insurance if I do actually go with
right.
that.
That's optimism.
Man,
And
it's good stuff.
Is it time for you and your partner to get a seat divorce? It's couples traveling together but not sitting together on airplanes so nobody has to take the middle seat. I'm guessing really popular amongst couples where both people are tall.
Doesn't have to be both tall. We've been doing that for years.
You've been doing the seat divorce? We grab
aisle seats, so we're right next to each other, but there's an aisle, so both of us can get up and get out if need be. Standard operating procedure for many a year.
Yeah, that's the smart way to do it.
I don't even think me and my husband should be on the same plane. I would take a plane divorce.
Really, separate flights?
Dude,
You're like the president and the vice president. You want just in case you have to have a contingency. You know, the first time Rosemary and I flew somewhere together without the kids, I mean, it was 2007, so they were like 7 and 5.
Oh, okay.
And we took a trip without them, and we had booked it. It was, weeks and weeks of planning, and like 3 days before, finally I went, oh, hey, wait a minute. We're like getting on a plane and leaving oh my God, should we be on different planes just to be safe? And I mean, I really went through the thing of like, well, the chances are really slim, really, really, really slim, but maybe we take different flights. I mean, it was kind of freaky.
Yeah, it's like the designated survivor thing.
That's what it was, yeah.
The federal branch.
And we decided we would trust the same planes, and we drank wine and watched Superbad and laughed our ass off the entire way. It was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. Not a lot of sports going on locally in terms of the pro teams. Wild and the Wolves had a night off. The Wild are out in Vegas tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Puck drop. The Wolves tonight host the Toronto Raptors. Tough team. We should win this game. We are favored, but Toronto's squirrely. Always be squirreling. You know how that works.
Yep.
Boys hockey yesterday. Hibbing Chisholm, Matamidi, Delano, and Warroad all took wins from the Grand Casino Arena, and I won't mention who they beat because I don't want to sound like I'm kicking people when they're down. But well done, boys.
Yeah, none of those names surprise me. They always seem to be people who do well in the tournament.
I'm 3 years in, and I've already gotten very used to the usual suspects when it comes to this. Former Gopher football coach Lou Holtz passed away at 89 years old.
Wow.
I was wondering if you were going to mention this.
Oh, sure. Led the Gophers to a 6-5 record in 1985. 4-4 in the Big Ten. Independence Bowl against Clemson. He came in for 2 years, did okay, and then Notre Dame called, and he was like, "Minna who now?" And he went. He had a contract when he signed with Minnesota. It was I believe that was his 4th head coaching job. But it said, "I will stay here. I will fulfill my entire term unless Notre Dame calls." Mm-hmm. That was his one out, and they called, and he left, and apparently did well for Notre Dame. But we don't talk about Notre Dame here, because we cheer against them vociferously.
Lou Holtz is one of those guys who always seemed like he was 80 years old to me. Like as a kid, I remember watching Notre Dame, and it just seemed like, oh, this guy, he's gonna die next week, and that was like 30 years ago.
In his mid-40s, he's still. Well, I'll tell you what we got to do here, boys. It was like, where'd this guy come from? What Disney movie did he fall out of a tree in?
There is something about when you look at 40-year-olds from the 80s, they do look way older than 40-year-olds look now.
100%.
I don't know what happened in the water, or
no, it wasn't. It wasn't something in the water. It was water. At some point, we were like, "Hey, let's drink water and see what that does."
That's true.
That really makes a difference.
I didn't drink my first glass of water until 2001.
There you go.
We didn't drink water, in the 90s.
I can tell you this. I know a lot of. I spent a lot of time around a lot of older, aging musicians from the first wave of rock music, and the English ones. To hand them a glass of water and watch it just sit there. It's like a conversation piece. It happened many times. Like, you don't drink water? Oh, drink water? Why?
Yeah.
Water? It's like the craziest concept in the world to these guys.
I used to drink glasses of milk all the time, though, as a kid.
All the time.
And that seems disgusting to me now.
I couldn't drink a glass of whole milk right now for money, and that's all I drank as a child.
It'd be like a fear factor thing. Like, drink
whole milk?
Whole milk. 3-on-3 basketball for 90 minutes in the sun in Kentucky and run inside and grab a glass of milk.
Yeah.
All the time.
What were we thinking? It's insane.
I was thinking that my mom said to drink milk, so I'll drink milk.
Yeah,
I wasn't thinking.
Big Milk, the lobby was really powerful back then.
So right now, let's just say real quick, St. Paul Park. What's up? St. Paul Park.
Yeah. Good morning, Bill, the podcast guy.
Bill, the podcast guy at St. Paul Park, right on.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Okay, I just said a minute ago, I left Nashville 3 years ago, and I'm just, all I feel is relief, which is entirely true. Anytime I'm back, it's just more obvious than ever. The boom is out of control. The city has lost its soul. I'm one of those people going like, okay, this growth is great, but for who? Because all my favorite independently owned businesses have been run out of town now. You know, the rates are skyrocketing. All my record stores are closing, restaurants are closing, bars are closing, and it's all Justin Timberlake's got a new bar, and Eric Church has a new bar, and Kid Rock has a new bar, and it's just not my vibe.
Freaking sellouts.
And it's just turned into Vegas East, and all you hear about the bachelor party, it's all true. Nashville's crazy. And if you want to go there yourself, I'm sure it's great. But living there, my point was, it really got to be a bit much for me, for my personal taste. Now the announcement comes in, not New York, not the Bay Area, not L.A., not even London, England, but Nashville looks like the spot for another Sphere. They're going to build another Sphere. And they're looking at Nashville, Tennessee. Now, they say it's going to be a smaller version of the Sphere in Vegas, but that still means they're going to buy a bunch of land and close down a bunch of things that are on that land right now. Yeah. And they're just going to eminent domain this thing into existence because anything for the tourism dollars always gets greenlit. I'm just like, oh, my God, thankfully I'm not there.
It makes sense. I mean, it's going to be like Morgan Wallen's boot scooting Sphere show.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it's going to be.
Yeah, you know, I've been to the Sphere in Vegas.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty cool.
I'm sure it was.
What did you see there?
I saw U2 and I saw Fish there. So I've been there twice. And it's the kind of show like where you're there to see the venue. Not to see the band, because the band is dwarfed by the enormous screen. Yeah. So I wouldn't want every show to be like that.
Yep.
Because I actually like musicians and I want to see them
more
than a screen. But
Weird.
If you look at it as I'm going to see a big screen where a band I like happens to be standing at the bottom of it and they look like they're ants.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Then it's a cool thing.
It's the place for you.
Yeah.
It seems to me like the kind of thing, it's worth going, but it's not the average concert, obviously. It's not about like what you normally approach a gig with. It's more, okay, I'm going to go take in the enormity of this technology and all the amazing things they can come up with and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, like the U2 Joshua Tree tour wasn't that far off. You know, they did that tour 6 or 7 years ago with the largest high-def screen at that point the world had ever seen on stage. And, you know, if you were in the stadium, it looked like you were in the cockpit of a helicopter zooming over the desert. It was like, whoa! And, you know, that was outdoor stadium. So, I mean, it's all been heading this way, I guess.
I think it's just because it's a smaller building than a stadium. So it is like being inside of a snow globe.
Right,
you know,
right.
If you've ever wanted to be inside of a snow globe, go to the Sphere and you'll have your dreams come true.
Wow, fair enough.
Yeah.
They just had they had the Wizard of Oz showing there for a while too. A buddy of mine went to see the Wizard of Oz at the Sphere and said, I mean, it was good. I don't know if it was $150 good.
Right?
That's the thing. I mean, this is a movie you can see for free on TV.
Yeah,
and you're going to pay $150 for it.
Yeah, and they didn't even have the decency to play Dark Side of the Moon.
No, I thought that was weird. Yeah,
that'd be trippy, man. That'd be awesome.
That would be worth checking it out. So speaking of dead people like Judy Garland, hey, check this out.
What? Great.
That's my kind of segue now. I'm just gonna start car crashing
Speaking
segues.
Of dead people.
I loved it.
No, yesterday Steve was in and we were talking about the Elvis documentary, and I had the thought. I saw something the other day about like if you could ask God one question, what would it be? And I'm like, forget that. If you could ask your favorite dead rock star, your favorite dead musician, your favorite, iconic person one question, what are you going to ask him? You walk into Burger King and holy crap, Elvis is alive. What's your one question? I want you to think about that. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Ryder, I'm going to start with you.
Lemmy, do you need a shot?
Well, I know it was going to be Lemmy. I'm sorry, and I stepped all over it. What was the question?
Lemmy, do you need a shot of Jack?
Well, the answer would be yeah.
Of course. So easy, right?
I think the answer would be, what took you so long?
No, probably the one I would ask would, of course, be to Kurt Cobain. And they keep putting out anniversary editions of all of the Nirvana albums, and they include tons of unreleased tracks. even stuff like boombox demos and things that clearly were not intended for public consumption. So my question is to him and anyone is really, did you actually want people to hear this stuff? Because I will go ahead and stop listening if the answer is no.
But you're the one fan. See, that's
Really?
that's a heart of gold right there.
Okay.
Yes, if you didn't want it, I will walk away from it.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good. On the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line, Tubby came in real quick. Ask John Lennon in 1980, do you think your former bandmate's going to be playing stadiums in 2026 at the age of 83? I don't think anybody on Earth in 1980 would have said yes.
Probably not.
And John Lennon especially would have said what? Well, actually, John Lennon's the one guy who probably would say, yeah, I could see it. Bastard's going to live forever. He's a grinder.
Yeah, it'd be something funny.
It would be something very funny.
Snarky.
Steven Hyden, what comes to mind first?
I would talk to Jim Morrison, and I think my first question would be, am I also dead? Because why am I seeing you? And if so, are we in hell?
Right.
Or are we in heaven? Because with Jim Morrison, I wouldn't be totally sure.
I had a thought about Jim Morrison as well, and I think the question would be like, dude, you didn't really think this was going to work, did you? Like this whole, this was all a joke, right? The Lizard King thing, the Mr. Mojo rise, and it was all just shtick, right?
Well, he may not actually be dead either. I mean, there's the whole thing about Jim,
That's what they say.
Was he in the bathtub in Paris? Maybe not.
I still hold on to hope. It would be the most amazing thing ever. And if Jim Morrison did fake his own death, he'll never do the reveal. That's it. He's literally like the one serial killer that gets away with it. And you never hear of him. He'll be the one guy that if Elvis were still alive, he would have come out eventually.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm back. But Jim's the one guy who'd be like, no, for real, I'm never going to show myself again.
Jim could be in the room with us right now, and we wouldn't know it. He could be disguised as one of the bookcases in here or something.
He's wearing a dog costume.
That's exactly what he's doing.
Chauncey.
The little fella didn't realize he always looked a little bigger to me. It's crazy. Sean on the text line said, Eddie Van Halen. Hey, who was better, Sammy or Dave?
Oh, I love that.
Really good.
Okay.
I think the answer would be neither.
That's exactly what the answer would be for Eddie Van Halen.
Or maybe Sharon. Maybe he's a Gary Sharon guy.
That's right. The guy from Extreme. Van Halen 3.
Yes, that was the real Van Halen.
The short-lived, ill-fated Gary Sharon era. My favorite part of that whole thing is there was a live DVD of Van Halen from Australia, the Gary Sharon. For anyone who doesn't remember, Gary Sharon was the singer in Extreme. They had that More Than Words, that acoustic ballad, huge hit in the early 90s. And Extreme had a guitarist of their own, Nuno Bettencourt, who's a Van Halen disciple.
Yeah.
One of those guys.
Guitar Magazine guy.
Yes, exactly. And so after Sammy left, what is this, 96, 97, 98-ish, for a brief period of time, there was Van Halen with Gary Sharon as their singer. I think they made one record. They did a tour.
Yeah.
I don't know if they toured in America even, but I know they played in Australia because there was a live concert from Australia. And Gary Sharon's doing his best. It's an impossible, hey, go replace David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar.
Right.
Good luck, kid. Get out there. And his vibe was like neither of those two, and it really didn't work. But here's the thing. Alex Van Halen plays the entire show in a very thick neck brace. Like what you see someone with a broken neck wearing.
Yeah.
A giant, thick, white, puffy neck brace. He barely moves. Like he had clearly messed his back or neck up, but he was like, we can't cancel. I'll just play in this brace. And when you watch the video, it's all you can see. That doesn't matter. Gary Sharon could have lit himself on fire, and you'd be like, what's going on with Alex's neck? I just always thought it was like an SCTV thing.
Sure,
it was like, it just was awesome. I was like, I don't know what is happening. I don't want to know. I just love the visual. Man.
Have you ever played in a neck brace?
I've never played in a neck brace.
Well,
I've played in a wrestling mask.
Well, yeah. Well,
I've done a full show in a red Mexican wrestling mask.
Like the
warding
Nacho
off the
Libre thing?
Yeah. Warding off the evil spirits.
Excellent.
I spent a week in Japan, never took that mask off. I had a great time. It's a long story. Mental health is a real thing, y'all. Hey, so Serpico, our buddy on the text line, said, I would ask Robert Johnson if he really sold his soul at the crossroads. That's the ultimate rock and roll question.
Yeah,
it
that's
really
a good
is.
one.
That's the winner so far, Serpico. Very well done.
I think it would depend on if we were in heaven or hell, the answer to that one.
I think so. Our clubhouse leader, go right back to the beginning of the whole shebang. Robert Johnson, did you or did you not sell your soul at the crossroads? And he'd say, no, man, I was having a sandwich. I don't know what y'all are talking about. They were smoking up some barbecue. It was incredible. What are you, nuts? What do you need hot sauce on that if they know what they're doing with the smoker?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Rank you very much. On Thursdays, that's how we roll. We are going to give you our top 3 fill in the blank. The blank this week is legal movies, legal law, courtroom, whatever your definition of that is, legal-based movies. We'll give you our 3s, our 2s, and our 1s, and you can share your lists with us on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line, 651-989-ROCK. Ryder, you are up. You're number 3.
Okay. I had a lot of trouble with this because I realized all of my favorite movies, they do the vigilante street justice. There ain't a whole lot of courtroom justice going on.
Yeah.
So I struggled a little with this one. I put this one kind of low because I grew up with a friend who had a real Tom Cruise fetish, so I maybe overindulged on this one, but I'm going to start with A Few Good Men.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I mean, and it's just for that final scene with Tom Cruise and Jack Nicholson.
Sure.
Did you order the code red? And,
Yep.
and all of that stuff is a great scene.
There are undeniably several really great courtroom scenes in that movie. No doubt about
Yes.
it. And you can. I love to poke holes in movies. The fact is, if I'm flipping around and I see it, I'll be like, oh yeah, well, it's inherently rewatchable.
Yeah, I watched it with my son when Rob Reiner passed, and my son, who's 13, loved it. Was immediately sucked in.
Yeah.
So that's also on my list, but I have it in a different place.
Okay, all right, very good.
Well,
Then
no
you're
spoilers.
Well, I'm just
It's
saying.
okay. Hey, sometimes there's crossover. We don't check each other's lists ahead of time.
No, we don't.
Steven Hyden, you're number 3.
I'm going to go with a great film from 1982 called The Verdict with one of my favorite actors of all time, Paul Newman. playing
Tremendous film.
a drunk lawyer who goes after he's going after the hospital and
medical malpractice,
and like the church is involved, and it's a great movie about lawyers, great movie about alcoholics. You could put it on a bunch of different lists.
It's I absolutely no argument. Tremendous movie.
Love Paul Newman too, man.
And word on the street, I'm not kicking dirt here. I've read and seen and had people mention Paul Newman himself was an incredibly highly functioning alcoholic. The man drank like a fish every day of his life.
And he plays alcoholics a lot.
He
does.
Okay. And there's a lot of things in this particular movie that were just, every day he woke up and the first thing he would do is shove his face into a tub of ice water in real life. He does that in The Verdict. He's just a guy, he understood the part. Yeah. He didn't need notes.
It's crazy how drinking that much and he still looked that handsome.
The salad dressing.
He's the Robert Johnson of Hollywood.
Yeah, he's
that man,
one of one.
That dude went to the crossroads and made a deal.
Yeah.
Said, I'm going to drink this hooch and I'm going to look like that, whatever it takes. Let's go. Oh, I'm going to raise $1 billion for charitable organizations with my pizza sauce and stuff.
Yeah, delicious salad dressing.
That's exactly right.
All right, what do you got for number 3?
My number 3, and again, every time we do this, it's like, I always like, oh, I should have thought of that. But I like to just, the first things that come to mind that work, I don't overthink this. My number 3, I'm going back to the mid-'90s, baby. Primal Fear.
Ooh.
Richard Gere always looks great, acts great. He's the best. Richard Gere is as good as anybody at being the slightly rule-bending, kind of creepy, but heart in the right place, but not afraid to cheat when he needs to characters. He's so good at those. Laura Linney on fire in this movie, and then the debut of Ed Norton as an actor playing the part, the two-faced part. I guess also I'm just nostalgic for a time when you could see a movie that had already been out for 3 months and you hadn't heard what the twist was.
Yes.
So at the very end of the movie,
I feel like
at the very end of the movie, when Ed Norton blows your mind, I mean, me and everyone else in the theater, oh my God, those were good days. The famous opening line of the voiceover: "If you want justice, go to a whorehouse. If you want to get screwed, go to court." I mean, come on, it's a downhill run from there.
Yeah, Norton had a great run in the late 90s.
Oh, incredible! And that part that Edward Norton played, like every actor in Hollywood read for it. Matt Damon, Affleck, every young actor of that generation has a story about waiting and just doing all they could. And when Edward Norton got it, they all went, that's whoever plays that part is going to be a star. And that's exactly how it turned out. Your number 2, Ryder. What do you got?
My number 2, I'm going with the classic. It's going to be To Kill a Mockingbird. You can't beat Gregory Peck, and I know a lot of people are going to say too low.
No.
But
I didn't even think of it, and I'm like, oh, duh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Robert Duvall, too, the late Robert Duvall.
That's right.
In that movie.
The wordless part, Boo Radley.
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird, like The Verdict, put it on any number of lists of greatest ever fill-in-the-blank movies. It's incredible to this day.
Can I say something crazy?
Please.
Go
I've
for
never
it.
seen To Kill a Mockingbird.
That's not crazy. That's par for the course around here.
I consider myself a cinephile, though, and I haven't seen that.
This show, there's a lot of holes in the rowboat around here for things we've all missed out on.
I need to see it.
I had to watch it in school.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
I am kind of surprised, Hayden, you've missed this one.
I know. I am going to catch up with it.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Harper Lee, she only wrote one book, right? Is there more? I mean, she was just like, here you go, I'm done.
Yep.
Hit it and quit it, man.
Ouch.
Strong work. Nice job, Harper. All right, your number 2, Steven Hyden.
I'm also going old school with my number 2, 12 Angry Men.
Yo, I feel so... See, this is why I love this, because I'm like, well, duh. 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
Strong.
And Sidney Lumet also directed The Verdict.
Yep.
So
Sure did.
2 Sidney Lumet movies.
That's right.
So you got to consider him the master of the courtroom drama. But it's technically, I guess, a jury drama.
Right. It's legal. We're putting it in the wide parameters of legal dramas.
Henry Fonda. I mean, if you're the kind of person who feels like, oh, it's an old movie, black and white, I don't know if I can see that. Put that movie on. It is gripping from the time it starts. Yep. You will not notice that it was made 70 years ago.
Yeah, very true. Great one.
Oh, yeah. Super
My
good
number
pick.
2, not a courtroom scene really in the whole thing, but it's about lawyers. Another 90s, or maybe it's even early 2000s now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Michael Clayton.
Oh,
okay.
Michael
That's
Clayton
definitely a legal movie.
is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh, man. I didn't think of that. I love Michael Clayton.
It is, if you've never seen it, George Clooney is... this is as good as Clooney can possibly be. Again, the struggling, troubled, not a bad guy, but a guy working he's the fixer for a law firm. He's the brilliant but never successful. He's the lawyer that didn't quite pan out the way he should have, and he just fixes problems. But he's a gambling addict. Massive chemical companies are trying to silence the truth, and you've got a partner at the law firm loses his mind in this case, and Tilda Swinton is the evil attorney for the chemical company.
Speaking of great final scenes,
I have goosebumps right now. The final confrontation, Clooney and Tilda Swinton, is one of my absolutely greatest scenes in movie history. And then you got the White Shadow, Ken Howard, in there as the CEO from Monsanto or whatever. It's can't miss. It is spectacular. And our buddy Brian Koppelman is in that movie, playing poker. He's got a little cameo.
I know. That's great. Yeah, that movie, I didn't think of that movie, but it's absolutely a masterpiece. I love that.
Yeah,
I love
no
that flick.
No notes at all. I saw it in a theater twice because I saw it, and then like 3 days later by myself, I was like, by God, I have got to go see that again. And I've probably watched it in my home. I'm not exaggerating, 10 full times. I love that movie.
Well, that's another one. It's on. You can't stop it.
All right, we are in the middle of a whirlwind. Thank you very much. Legal movies is the theme here. I'm just going to read from just looking over the texts on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking text line. A whole lot of My Cousin Vinny's coming in.
Wow.
Don't know if anybody's got that on their list, but a lot of us, but there's a lot of them out there. A lot of My Cousin Vinny, a lot of A Few Good Men. So, Ryder, you're in good shape there. Liar, Liar, I'm getting a lot.
That's a great one to watch with the kids.
Wally,
Yeah.
Wally here's Wally, a buddy of ours. Here's his 3. Liar, Liar, I Am Sam.
Oh.
I don't know about that.
There's courtroom scenes, but you don't think about.
I don't know about I Am Sam. No disrespect.
You know what they said in Full Metal Jacket in what's the Vietnam movie? Ben Stiller and the Tropic Thunder. There's a lesson to be learned from that. Don't go full. And then My Cousin Vinny on the number 1 list right there. So, Aaron Brockovich is a good one. That's a good. All right. Let's get to our number 1s. Ryder, what do you got?
All right. Steve has nailed it, but put it way too low on his list. The number 1 legal movie is Primal Fear, and Norton is just so freaking good.
There it is.
And you don't see that last scene when Richard Gere and Ed Norton are in the jail cell, and it just clicks for Gere. Man, nothing beats it.
I tell you what, and the unsung hero, Laura Linney, in court, when she's like, I don't know about you, but I'd cut his eyes out. And that's like, easy, Laura. Great movie, top to bottom. And Frasier's dad being the creepy City Hall guy.
Oh, yeah.
And when Richard Gere embarrasses him on the stand, there's so many good moments in that movie.
See, I know him as Ione Sky's dad from Saying.
Well, that's right.
Fair,
That's a very good
where
point.
You're coming from, I guess. Is it my number one?
It's
Go
your
for
number
it.
one, Steven.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with an obvious choice, but sometimes the obvious choice is the right one. A Few Good Men.
Okay, there it is. Wow.
Again, when you think about courtroom scenes, like you said, don't think about it too much. What comes to mind? You think of Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise going at each other. There's so many other great courtroom scenes in that movie, but, I mean, that is the movie
It is
of
the
legal
pinnacle.
dramas. I just feel like, don't overthink it. I want to be the hipster cinephile choice at number one, but
I got
that
you.
movie's so good.
I got it. It's not on my list, but it was. I just went with the first three that came to mind, and that was my number 4. I was like, oh my god, well, what about? I got I did assume it would be covered today, so I was right. Well, we're just crossing each other's streams entirely here because my number 1 is Paul Newman's The Verdict.
Yes.
And the time I saw it, like as a college kid, just starting to see movies like that and really kind of understanding them at least as much as you can, and just watching a movie like that without my parents or without because it was on TV late at night. Like I went to see it in real time and I was like, holy crap, man, this is the real deal. When Newman he walks into a room, he shuts the door, and he's just like trembling. He's got that anxiety. It's that moment of like. I need a drink so bad, and I don't even know what to do right now except for just watching him fall apart, but then still salvage himself, the ups and downs. And this is at a time I don't even think I drank when I saw it. Like I was like not even having the occasional beer at that age. I had a weird college experience on and off, and but watching that movie, I was like, "Oh my God, I'm never gonna drink again." But I think I need a drink. It really just washed over me. It was really impactful.
We should mention too, David Mamet wrote the screenplay of that movie. I mean,
That's
that movie
right.
is loaded.
Yeah, no, it's top shelf. Top shelf. All right, these are all great. I want to go watch every movie we just talked about.
Yeah, I'm
so
stoked
we're
to hear
gonna
what
pull the
Ryan
plug on the
thinks.
show. We're gonna leave now, and we're gonna go watch some movies all day. This is gonna be great.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Thursday, March the 5th. Happy anniversary to me and Rosemary Gorman.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
32 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. 32 years ago, I wasn't even close to 32 years old.
People do less for murder.
That's right. I've always said, man, we made the right decision for some weird reasons, and turned out it worked out okay.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah, those
That's
late
great.
20s are wild, aren't they? Hey, so I'm right now sitting with Wendy Marbury, who's hanging out, and it's always lovely to spend time with you, Wendy.
Thanks.
Glad to have you in studio. Ryder's got some headlines for us. What's happening?
Trader Joe's is recalling 4 frozen Asian food products due to potential contamination with glass. The products are vegetable fried rice, chicken shumai, and Japanese-styled fried rice with specific buy-by dates. There's freaking glass in there.
I can't keep up. Am I supposed to have a ton of protein or glass? I can't. Every year, it's like a whole different protocol from these nutritionists.
Absolutely.
I can't have enough protein. Gotta have glass. Gotta stay on edge. Keep you on your toes.
Ooh, I
Grind
like
up
that.
some glass in
Yes.
your noodles.
Yeah, eat glass,
Sick of
stay
this.
on edge.
Rise and grind.
Man. That's it.
Jamie Lee Curtis revealed the upcoming season of The Bear will be the final one for the FX show led by Jeremy Allen White. The award-winning show is currently filming in Chicago, scheduled to be released later this year. I don't think she was supposed to say this, but she did anyway.
Oops. I haven't kept up with The Bear, but tell me, are neurotic people still making food?
That they are.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
I got
Very
it.
best food.
Got it.
And Hamnet and the Bride star Jessie Buckley says she gave her husband the "it's me or the cats" ultimatum when they started dating, and she won. The internet is pissed. Is the internet right for once?
Me or the cats? Yeah. That's I just think that at some point, early days of a relationship, if you're a pet person and you're dating someone who's not a pet person, you'd think that would come up and you would have to cross that bridge way earlier than proposal time. And me or the cats, if she doesn't have a life-threatening allergy, if she's just like, I don't like cats, dude, I got to question your sensibilities here.
Yeah, look at the other side. Those cats don't care. They'll be happy. I mean, are the cats attached to him? Probably not.
I don't know.
That's a very good point.
A dog is in. A dog is for life.
I can tell you this story. I had a wooden, like a 2-foot tall carved wooden beaver with a detachable tail that I found at a flea market for $9 and bought once.
Okay.
And that was the one thing Rosemary's like, you got to get rid of that thing. And early days, I've regretted it ever since, and I've resented her ever since.
Yeah, you could hide
and it was
a
wooden beaver. It wasn't a pet. I'm really just mad at myself because the answer was no, I can't get rid of it. I love that thing.
Wow.
But I'm saying, that was not a real live beaver.
No,
or
it
cat,
wasn't.
as the case may be. So, yeah, man, if someone says it's me or the pets, somebody says it's me or Chauncey, I'm like, well, good to see you. Take care.
Nice to meet you.
Here's your bus ticket out of town. That's why they make Greyhound, for people like Jesse Buckley. Don't want to live with your cats.
No,
Hit the road, lady.
I'll still go see that movie. The Bride looks good.
The Bride looks good, and Hamnet is oh boy. You see Hamnet?
I have not seen it yet.
Don't go.
Okay.
You don't have time.
Okay.
You're going to be sideways for 6 hours afterwards. It is.
Nobody got time for that.
Boy, it is a got me. Got me where I live.
Speeding has been cut in half near traffic cameras the city of Minneapolis installed at 5 locations in October, according to new data KARE 11 News reports. The traffic safety cameras are part of something called Vision Zero. It's a program aiming for 0 traffic deaths and serious injuries. It's still kind of early, but information so far is encouraging, with December seeing 13,000 fewer speeders at camera locations compared to when the program launched in October. This is a lot. I'm not a big brothery camera person everywhere, but it seems to be working.
I would imagine so. I remember thinking, well, it's weird that they're telling us where the cameras are. Isn't that counterintuitive? But no, it's so we will slow down there.
Yeah.
I've read the list several times, and I can't tell you where a single one of them is. I forget every time. It's not like
they're
I really.
They're not in Northeast, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I don't file them away. It's like meeting someone. I'm like, I'm going to remember their name. What's that name again? I'm going to remember where those cameras are. I'm sorry, where?
Yeah, exactly.
Wendy, you a leadfoot?
Yeah, I go a little too fast.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
That's okay. You're in Wisconsin.
That's right. I got to get somewhere. I had a police pull me over one time and went, please, you have a baby in the back. And then for like 2 weeks, my kid kept going, Mom, please.
Oh, man. According to Love and Basis, Melissa Oftamar are teasing a new Hole tour. Love posting a video of Oftamar set to Hole's song Malibu and tagging the bass player in the comments saying, do we tell the kids about the tour? Yes, please. Tell the kids about the tour.
Wow. I wonder who else will be on board. There was the dude in Hole, whose name escapes me.
Yeah.
And then, but it's funny, just yesterday we were talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and about all the women in rock who've yet to be nominated, and Courtney Love and Hole, one of those bands that have not been nominated. And then here it is. I guess it was just an inevitability, but for some reason I hadn't even thought about them getting back together and hitting the road, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and it's not like a big anniversary year for either Live Through This or Celebrity Skin, so I was kind of surprised to see this too.
I feel like there's going to be some Gen Z kids that need to be like, like if you missed the Courtney Love experience in real time, it's probably still just as much of a tempest in the teapot as it ever was.
And is it time for you and your partner to get a seat divorce? This is something happening on airplanes as couples flying together but not sitting together, so nobody's got to take that middle seat. I think especially popular when both of you are really tall.
Sure.
Yeah, both gets aisles.
Yeah. That's us. That's me and Rosemary. If we're picking the seats ahead of time, it's like find 2 on the aisle and let's just call it a day. And as long as I'm to the left, meaning my right ear is towards her, we can have a conversation.
Wow,
nice.
This is really crafty.
Yeah, that's how it works.
It's the way to go. It's how you're going to be on top of each other the whole vacation. Get a little bit of space.
Yeah, and if someone's, and I just need the aisle regardless because there's nothing. I don't have to get up and go that often, but I just need that. I have to be able to put the leg out in the aisle when there's not a cart.
Are you 6'3" or 6'5"? I don't remember.
It depends on what shoes I'm wearing.
Okay.
I'm 6'3".
Okay. I mean, those are long legs, dude. I get it.
They are.
Yeah.
Trust me. I noticed. I always say I would kill to have the pill that turns me into a man who's 5'5" when I get onto a plane. I would be so happy.
It's convenient.
Man, it's like a hammock. I look at Rosemary and there's the amount of space she has. I'm like, what's that like? It's good to be you right now. Wendy, what else is happening in your life? What's coming up? What do you got cooking?
On March 15th, I'll be with Nick Griffin in Roseville at Axel's Comedy Club. That's exciting. Got some Don't Tell shows coming up, which I'm not supposed to talk about. Have you heard of Don't Tell Comedy?
Don't Tell Comedy. No, I guess everyone's following the rules.
Yeah, they are. Basically, you buy a ticket and they tell you what town you're going to, but they don't tell you where you're going or who you're going to see. And so they just
really?
Yeah. So we've actually done Turbo Tim's. I saw they're an advertiser with you.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
We'll throw a comedy show upstairs at Turbo Tim's, and you just don't know. Sometimes you get Kelsey Cook and Chad Daniels and Wendy Marbury and Ben Kastner, and sometimes you get some people who've done 5 minutes before.
Wow.
So it's pretty fun.
That's awesome.
And you can bring your own beer, so it's a cheap date.
Well,
and so
yeah,
when is your next one of these?
She can't tell you.
I can't tell you, but I can tell you that if you buy a Don't Tell ticket next weekend, chances are good.
Okay. Wow. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It.
Yeah.
The audiences are really adventurous. They're kind of there for a good time. Yeah, I like it.
You shared off the mic. I hope you don't mind me saying, but your son is now taller than you are.
He is taller than me.
It's a bit of a landmark moment.
It is.
In a young lad's life.
You have to make sure you control him in other ways. I can't beat him up anymore.
That's right. And I mean, that's a big. He's 12.
He's 12.
So he's not through growing at all.
No, 5'7.5", not done growing. He's still like a puppy. He's like a puppy in a big body.
Yeah,
like
sure, of course.
Energy. He's still a total sweetheart.
Does he have the growing pains?
He does.
Any of that? Yeah.
He does. His legs. He'll complain his legs hurt and his knees hurt and.
I was a slow grower as my brother. I'm 6'3" and I'm the runt of my family.
Oh wow!
My 5 older brothers, all the 2 right ahead of me, 2 and 4 years older. They both had that one summer growth spurt, it was really started in spring and went to the fall, but they'd come back to school and people hadn't seen them in 3 months and freak out.
Yeah.
And both of them, as they were going into 8th grade, grew like 6 inches that year.
Wow.
And their legs were killing them. And so I was like, oh, I can't wait till I'm tall. And it never I was just this slow, just puddling along. I mean, I graduated high school and was still 6'1". I grew 2 inches in college. I had the other thing going. And I was so envious of those growing pains. I was like, oh, man, I want my legs to hurt. Well, it just meant you were going to be tall.
I guess.
I didn't think I was ever going to make it. I thought I was just going to top out about 5'9". Oh, man.
Maybe you needed room to grow. Once you got some space in college, you shot back.
I guess that's what it was. That's probably what it was.
Connect with us on the KQ Talk and Text line. 651-989-ROCK. That's 651-989-ROCK. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. The Clash, should I stay or should I go? At one time, the Clash was the kind of music that would piss your parents off. And now, of course, parents are like, I love the Clash. We were just discussing the fact that you're supposed to annoy your parents with your musical choices.
Yeah.
I'm having that conversation with Wendy Marbury. And now Ryan Garry has joined us in studio. Ryan Garry, criminal defense attorney. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Steve.
A well-dressed member of society. You walk in and suddenly we're like, man, we're underdressed.
Steve, I got to be in court, so...
That's how that works.
Yeah, next time I'll wear my Alice in Chains shirt.
Attaboy.
Yeah. With some cutoffs, so there we go.
You got to look the part.
You got to, unfortunately.
We were talking earlier. We had a little thing we call Rank You Very Much, and we talked about our favorite legal movies, law movies, courtroom movies, all that, and we all gave our top 3. Generally speaking, is there anything that's farther removed from reality than courtroom dramas?
Some of it is real. I was listening to that, Steve, and you know what movie is somewhat realistic? Is The Lincoln Lawyer?
Okay.
With Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
And it didn't get much credit or praise, but that one's somewhat realistic. But Ryder was saying A Few Good Men.
All right.
I'll tell you what's really unrealistic.
Okay.
I think it's Tom Cruise cross-examining the physician about this rag that was in the decedent's mouth.
Oh, right, sure.
And he gets some point across, and then he turns to the jury and basically makes a closing argument. Why that's relevant to the case.
Okay.
That's not realistic.
Stuff like that. You're just like, ugh.
Yeah. But
when I watch a movie or a TV show about a band, I can't watch them because they're all just so complete. That's not what this is like at all.
Yeah.
And but I can only imagine with something in your world. it is so attention to detail and procedural and so, for lack of a better word, a lot of it boring as hell. That's not unfair to say, is it?
No. I mean, 90% of it is the background work, and what you see on TV is a combination of, years of work, obviously.
Right.
Sometimes not years, but some of it's realistic. I mean, the courtroom drama and, my cousin Vinny, how many fingers you holding up now, Grandma? Something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Some of that's realistic. I mean, it's just exaggerated a bit.
Right. Ryan Garry is with us in studio. So you weren't always immediately, as a kid, you weren't like, I'm going to be a trial lawyer. I'm going to be a defense attorney. You actually, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a bit of a radio career at one point.
Steve, I was in radio. I worked out in Denver. I think it was 93.7 The Peak.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
And I graduated college. My now wife and I moved out there. And I couldn't get a job, so I stapled my resume to a 2x4 and brought it up to the station.
There you go.
The manager called me and said, "That's unique. You want a job?" I said, "Okay."
Nice.
So,
yeah,
it was great. And so I worked for Howard Stern out there for a while, and it was a great job. It was a station kind of like this, morning show, and it was a blast. It was a really fun time in my life. I mean, radio is a fun industry.
It is, and so it's not a job really. It's just a thing you do.
Yeah.
And so what makes a young man like you on the way up go, you know what? I think I'm going to go get that law degree. I think I'm going to be a guy in court.
Well, I was working out in Denver, and Howard said some things about Columbine. Mm-hmm. The next day, Howard was fired.
Oh, yeah. That'll happen.
Yeah. The whole station got turned into a Spanish station.
Oh, no.
And I don't speak Spanish, and I'm like, all right. So moved back.
Radio's not quite as stable as I might have thought.
No.
Yeah.
No. And so my wife is from Minneapolis, so we moved back here.
Right.
And I had sort of always wanted to be a lawyer. And I grew up a fighter. I mean, I like fighting, and I like battles, and I like combating, and I like arguing and negotiating and all that.
There it is.
And so went to law school and found out that everything but criminal law in law is boring.
Right.
That's it. It just is. Criminal law is sort of like the rock and roll of the music industry. So decided to do that, and here I am. Let's see, 22 years later,
and it's rolling along.
Yeah.
What's the first most popular question? People say like, "Hey man, let me ask you this." Like not a prospective client, but just in conversation. You're at a cocktail party. You're at a Hey, what are some of the things people are usually the most interested to know about?
How could you possibly represent that person?
That's where I was going. I mean, and I'll just say, obviously, I am such a firm believer that it's the most important thing is that everybody gets an adequate defense. Sure. That's one of those things that makes us as Americans.
Right.
That said, obviously, you in doing that job, in fulfilling constitutional obligations and responsibilities, and that you have to find yourself with some unsavory people along the way.
Yes.
Yes. And so is that. I imagine as a young attorney, this is something everybody goes through, just kind of finding your own, how do I handle, how do I negotiate and navigate those initial conversations?
Yeah, as a criminal defense lawyer, I mean, you start off getting every case you can possibly get.
Yeah, sure.
And so, over the years, I've represented, people charged from assault to murder in both state and federal court. Unsavory types, you might call them, Hell's Angels, and then celebrities and things of that nature.
Yep.
But it's really, it's not always a win. It's you ask, what is a win? Sometimes a win is saving someone from prison. Sometimes a win is getting a case dismissed. Sometimes a win is getting a not guilty verdict.
Yep.
Sometimes a win is convincing the prosecutor to say yes instead of no. So that's what it is. But you get hardened by those cocktail type questions. Like, how could you possibly represent that person? Well, I'll tell you. Why don't you come when you need me, and then ask me that same question.
That's exactly right.
So,
well, I mean, that is such an important thing. I mean, everybody deserves the right to a real defense. So, Wendy, the first thing you said.
Do you ever ask them if they did it or not?
That's a really good question, Wendy. I try not to, because halfway through the conversation, I've pretty much got it figured out.
If they did or not.
Yeah. The scariest cases are the ones where you really believe they had nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, all's on the line. The worst possible thing that could happen in this society is some poor innocent man or woman or whoever goes to prison for a crime they didn't commit. We know from statistics that the Innocence Project has acquitted something like hundreds and hundreds of people of crimes they didn't commit after serving decades in prison. So, but do I ask that question? Not really. Sometimes they just blurt out and tell me, and I'm like, all right, that makes it easy.
Okay. Now I know where we all sit. You've worked with, you mentioned the Innocence Project. I mean, that's another thing, too, that it's easy to say, like, oh, criminal defense attorneys. But to your point, there's nothing worse than an innocent person. Better 100 guilty people walk than one innocent person go away.
That's right.
It's how I look at it. I mean, that's like the worst thing that can possibly happen. And so you've certainly been a part of cases. You've probably gotten great results. You know people that work at the Innocence Project. You're working with all. I mean, tell me about that part of your career.
Yeah, so I serve on a board for the National Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and folks that created the Innocence Project are on that board, Barry Scheck and stuff. And that is truly what, quote unquote, the Lord's work type thing.
Yeah.
Is going in and trying to uncover a case that some poor person is serving 25 years to life in. And something comes up, some DNA pops up, or some witness comes forward and says, I lied back then, and they pressured me to lie. And that stuff happens all the time.
Yeah.
Police officers and people who investigate crimes, and very necessary for the society, can elicit answers that aren't necessarily true.
Sure.
And that's what's scary. Yeah.
That's got to be a pretty rewarding thing, I would imagine. When you see somebody when justice is finally served, as in, hey, you shouldn't be in here.
Yeah.
You can't buy those years back for somebody, but at least it's given them a chance to get some of their life back.
I would imagine. I've never been a part really connected with the Innocence Project.
Right.
But yeah, those lawyers, I mean, my goodness. I mean, they, spend years on those cases and literally save someone's life. So.
Longest case you ever had from the minute you were asked, hey, can you represent me, to getting a result, whatever the result was. But because if I watch Suits, and boy, do they work through those cases quick.
Yeah.
They'll settle a multinational fraud scheme in about 14 minutes. And something tells me it's not quite that quick, generally speaking.
It's not. It depends on the gravity of the case.
Yeah.
A big case. I tried a conspiracy to commit first-degree murder case up in Anoka with another lawyer many years ago. Mm-hmm. And from start to finish, 3 years. Jury trial was 3 weeks in January. This guy had allegedly hired a contract killer to kill his wife. And,
oh, my gosh.
And the killer wasn't a killer. He was an undercover FBI agent.
Oh, boy. Okay, that does sound like a Netflix show.
Yeah. But some cases, they take years.
3 weeks of a jury trial. That's. I mean, I've been a part of 2 jury trials. I mean, as sued for one, and then a witness in a attempted murder thing. I was on the stand. One was a day, and one was like 8 days. And the 8 days felt like 5 years.
Yeah.
3 weeks where you have to be on top of every detail, every emotion. You're kind of a conductor, almost, like making sure it's kind of going that way. I just imagine it's exhausting, man.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
And depending on the case, it's like, that just took a year off my life kind of thing. But but it's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, because when you're in fight mode,
right? Sure.
Fight or flight mode. When you're in fight mode, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Wow.
It's very quick.
And you're built for that. You were born a fighter, right?
Yeah,
that was it.
To do,
it's fun.
Is that your favorite part? Like all the prep part is when you're actually in the courtroom.
Well, I like being in the courtroom and then getting a surprise where you look over at the prosecutor and they're trying everything to hold their composure. That's what I like.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun.
That's good.
The witness says something that they weren't supposed to say or something.
Oh, yeah.
You always get a gift in a trial. Like you get something that no one expected.
Right.
And it's always to the benefit of the defendant.
Always,
some witness, says something stupid. Or,
yeah. You mentioned earlier about like sometimes DNA will pop up. DNA is not exactly as, in our minds, if you're just again, movies, TV, documentaries edited a certain way, it's like DNA is the ultimate slam dunk always, but it's really not that clean cut.
It's not. In fact, a year ago, I acquitted a guy who was not supposed to have a gun, so you understand what I'm saying.
Okay.
He had a particular record where you can't have a firearm.
Got it.
And they charged this guy, this was up north, and did a search warrant at his house. DNA was all over the gun, his DNA.
Right.
And he was facing like 10 years in prison. So we went to trial. There was no offer on the case. Went to trial, and I hired this anthropology professor from University of Indiana, and she came in and educated the jury that, Tim, Steve, I'm sitting across from you. I flick my hands at you. My DNA is on you right now.
Oh.
It moves through the air. And she educated the jury that, if I put my hand on the table, you come over and put your water bottle on where I put my hand, your DNA's on.
Really?
So DNA has been found to go through vents in a room.
Wow.
And the person's DNA is in another room.
Whoa!
Yeah, crazy. So anyway, the jury ate it up.
Yeah.
Acquitted the guy.
Okay.
Good. On my theory of the case.
Right.
And so DNA sometimes makes a defendant look very guilty, but it really doesn't mean anything.
Wow. Yeah, it's endlessly there's a reason that every year on every streamer there's 5 new series about courtroom dramas. Yeah. It's just forever. What's the one movie like you'll say like, oh no, I can watch it at any time?
Oh man, it's pretty easy. I heard you talking about it earlier, Steve. It's probably My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, really? That's the one. Yeah,
right. It's so funny.
Yeah, sure.
And any lawyer that's been a criminal defense lawyer has been in that spot for their first trial. My very first jury trial, I was like that. I was pissing the judge off. And,
yeah, sure.
But that movie is classic. You can't really beat it, I don't think.
All right, so you're going in. You've got a jury trial. You got your opening statement. You're gonna make it like that morning, like a few hours before you're in court. Are you listening to Iron Maiden? Are you meditating?
Yes.
Is there incense? What's the prep?
Pregame?
The final prep. What is it?
That is such a good question, Steve. Each trial is probably different. Just try to keep yourself calm.
Yeah.
It's the beginning is very nerve-wracking.
Gotta be.
Yeah, but once you get in the scheme of things, once you get moving, once you get a few victories under your belt, it's easy.
Right. It's like anything else. It's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And knowing what not to do type thing.
Pretty important.
And most of the time, or not most time, a lot of the times, you win your case because the government's made so many mistakes in theirs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They overtry their case.
You don't have to obviously name names, but there's got to be a handful of judges. You see the name and you're like, oh no, come on.
Are you trying to get me disbarred?
Okay, how about lawyers? Are there other lawyers where you're across from and you're like, oh, that guy?
There is no way. Sure, of course.
Yeah, there you go. Good.
I got a quick and easy one. We've all been in this situation. Let's say I'm going 10 miles over the speed limit. Maybe I've had a couple barley pops. I get pulled over. What do you as a lawyer want me to do? Because I've heard a lot of different legal advice.
If the cop says, have you been drinking?
Yes.
No.
Say no?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Say no.
All right.
Yeah, unless it's an FBI agent. If you lie to a federal agent, it's called an 18 United States Code 1001 violation.
Okay.
That's a crime. You can't lie to a federal agent. But your average, Minneapolis, Edina cop, whatever, you get pulled over. Have you been drinking? I smell alcohol. No. Will you get out and perform field sobriety tests? No. Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Say no to that?
Yeah, why? They're
should
designed to fail.
Okay.
A sober person is going to fail those.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
I've heard the myth that I should make them take me down to the precinct and do the blood alcohol test there. Is that true or false?
If it were me in the situation and they give me a breathalyzer at the scene, I would take that.
Okay.
Take the breathalyzer.
All right.
Because even if you refuse downtown, they can typically use that breathalyzer against you.
Wow.
But
Okay.
to get out and perform all these monkey tests that Michael Jordan couldn't complete is a waste of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You first, man.
Yeah. Let me see you do it.
Yeah.
Kickball chain.
Yeah.
I just saw a clip online from Steve Martin had a movie called The Man with Two Brains in the early 80s. And he's in Germany, and he gets pulled over, and the guy goes, "I smell alcohol." And then he gives him the German drunk driving test. And he's like, "Okay, sing," he goes, "Do the alphabet backwards." And he does it really fast. And he goes, "And now sing a certain German opera." And then he's tap dancing, juggling, and walking on his hands. And he's like, "Damn, these German DUI tests are hard." It just goes so over the top. But
it's so great.
Yeah. Designed to fail. RyanGarry.com. There's 2 R's in Gary, Garry. RyanGarry.com. If you're looking for a criminal defense attorney, we got your guy right there. First concert you ever saw?
I was thinking about this. I think it was 9 Inch Nails in
Nice.
Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Coming in strong.
I swear to God.
First one.
First one.
How old were you?
I must have been a sophomore, junior in high school.
Yeah. That's jumping in the deep end.
It was awesome. Man.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, it was like Trent Reznor in his peak back then.
Yeah.
And it was like something you've never seen because he was doing things like before Marilyn Manson.
Yep.
He was the Marilyn Manson.
Yeah,
like,
wow.
And it was awesome.
That is
Very
awesome.
cool.
Ryan, thanks for coming in, man. We'll get you back
Steve.
in.
I appreciate it.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Wendy. Ryder,
see you
nice
too.
talking to you.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS Soul Asylum right there. Danny Murphy, former member of Soul Asylum for many years. I saw him last night. He's got this band, The Scarlet Goodbye. Good local band.
Okay.
They're off to go play their first shows in Europe this weekend.
Oh, good for him.
Going to run around the UK for a bit. Yeah, it's awesome. Still making good music with The Scarlet Goodbye. Wendy Marbury is in studio right now. So Wendy, let's remind us, you got some cool stuff coming up.
I do. I've got a new podcast launching with Jesse Campbell. So we have our show Day Drinking with Mom.
Day Drinking with Mom.
Right. So we do mom comedy.
That title is golden.
I love it too. And now we're doing a podcast because that's a great way to talk to listeners more often than live shows.
Of course.
And we're doing one called Moms and Movies, where we take movies that aren't necessarily mom movies but have moms in them. Okay. So like the mom in Goonies, or the mom or Sarah Connor in T2, or like they kind of talk about the mom role in the movie.
Goonies saw it when it came out and never once since.
Yeah, I haven't either, so I got to watch it again.
But I was out on the West Coast in Oregon a few years ago, and it was like, this is where the Fratelli's house was, and it was the whole thing, and I was like, oh, I remember that, and the movie has legs. People really love that movie.
I remember being disappointed because I thought we'd have a treasure around the corner at my house.
Oh,
that never happened.
So it's called Moms in Movies.
Yes.
And you're looking down. Okay, there's so many.
So many. And we're going to do some new ones, and then we're going to do some old classics. And then I think, not to spoil anything, we're going to have some comedians on, and then we're probably going to throw the boys a bone every once in a while.
Every now and again.
That's so generous.
Guys
of
can
you.
be funny too.
Yeah.
They can, on occasion. Well, I mean, if you ask the guys, they're always funny.
Sure.
We got that going for us. So what's a give me another example of a movie you don't think of as a mom movie, but one that that means a lot to you, near and dear to your heart.
The other one so this has changed since I've become a mother, is Mrs. Doubtfire. You were always on Robin Williams' side until you become a grown-up with kids, and he goes, she brought home a cake, and you had a goat in the living room. What is wrong with you?
Wow,
right?
Yeah.
What is happening here? So that's another one that I think is
the rare, hey, Sally Field wasn't all that bad, really.
No, and then the whole time, and then she figures out she's been confessing to him about her new love. So
it is amazing to the way you look at things. There's becoming a parent, or just simply being 20 years older.
Yeah,
you go back and watch something during right when the pandemic shut down and we were all locked away and stuck together, and then binge watching became the national obsession. Yeah. My son at that time was 19, and he said, "Hey, I'm going to watch The Sopranos," and I said, "Hey, I'll watch it with you."
Okay.
And we knocked that bad boy out over about a couple months, all 7 or 8 seasons. And so I watched it in real time, like everybody, and loved it.
Yeah.
But then watching it again after my kids were in college, I was like, I never thought there'd be a day when I related to Tony Soprano.
Oh, yeah.
But it's amazing how often I do, because the conversations that he's having with his kids are 10 times funnier than they were in real time before I had kids that age.
I'll have to watch it again because I actually dog sat above him and got to meet Jim Gandolfini. And when I saw him, he was loading a black garbage bag into an SUV.
Is that true?
Yes,
no way.
100%.
Where was this?
In New York City. I was dog sitting, and the lady told me, she goes, we live above James Gandolfini, who's in this show. I'm like, The Sopranos?
Oh, my
So the whole
God.
time I was walking the dog, I kept thinking, this is...
Yeah.
And the last day, he was loading a huge black garbage bag, and I went, are you kidding? And he actually laughed.
That's
really cool.
hilarious.
It was nice.
We lived in Brooklyn, we moved to Brooklyn at the end of '99, and in my neighborhood, it was a bunch of brownstones, and there was one house in the middle of these brownstones that was like a Victorian mansion, old, like from the 18 whatevers, and it was this standout, like, oh my God, look at that. Like, it's all these just brownstone, nothing that big a deal. And then there's just this one house right on the cross street. And it was that I would look at that house every day and go, who lives there? Like, wow. And one day I walked out and I saw a gentleman who looked just like Tony Soprano, and he had a giant German Shepherd on a leash, and he was talking on a cell phone, and his German Shepherd, he was just walking it up and down the sidewalk like 30 feet maximum in each direction, waiting for it to do its business.
Yeah.
The German Shepherd finally decided to drop a load. The guy didn't even think about doing anything about cleaning it up. And then I noticed there's a limo parked in front of his house on the hydrant, just sitting there all day, like his car.
Yeah.
Really?
And I'm like, what's going on here? This is weird. And then my neighbor in the building who knew everything, I said, hey, that guy that lives in the house, he goes, oh, never go near that guy. Oh. And he was a real life Tony Soprano from one of the Brooklyn families. He was a mafia boss. His car parked on that hydrant 24/7. The cops never messed with him.
Nope.
And that dog did his business on the sidewalk every day, and he wouldn't clean it. It was like a point of pride. And then that dog attacked a neighbor's dog, and the neighbor called the police, and then the neighbor had to leave, had to move out because of the threats. I mean, like, it's all really is real.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, I live in Brooklyn now. What was I thinking? Oops. And then right around the same time, the great postscript was I had a little storage locker for extra stuff, and I went one day to grab something, and a van pulled in, and followed by it was a van and a U-Haul. They both backed in, and all these Russian guys got out, and the van and the U-Haul were just filled with baby formula. I was like, they just hijacked a semi of baby formula. This is real mob stuff.
Redistribute it.
I think I'm going to leave Brooklyn. I was surrounded by gangsters. It was crazy.
They have like barber shops that don't cut hair.
Yeah.
I mean, that where you walk in and they go, we don't do that here. And you're
All
like,
of it. Okay. Those wild days.
Yeah.
All right, moms in movies. When is this thing going to hit the world?
We're putting 6 episodes in the can, because real life happens, and we're on episode 3, so we're hoping to launch end of March, beginning of April.
Cool.
It should be lots of fun.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. Wendy Marbury, I love seeing you.
I love seeing you too. Thanks for having me back.
You're always welcome here.
Thank you.
Amazon Prime has a new series called The Gray House, a Civil War series that is now available to watch. Rob Morrow is one of the stars of that show, and Rob is joining us on Gorman in the Morning. Rob, thanks for getting up early. Good morning.
Hey, Steve, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great, man. I'm probably like you. I go, wait, Northern Exposure is how long ago? Because I feel like I've known you forever, and then I realize, it has been forever. 37 years? When did that show first hit the TV?
That show was on 90 to 95.
Yeah,
and it's having a resurgence now on Amazon Prime, where almost everything I've done is on. And I 20-year-olds come up to me and tell me how much they dig it. So it's I love that. There's something timeless about Northern Exposure.
Yeah, there really is. It's a great show, and like I said, I feel like I've known you for that long. You are the kind of actor I think everybody feels immediately familiar with. So I'm just going to ask you, over the years, are there times when you think, I got to start playing serial killers or something? I can't stand these people approaching me like we're all buddies.
I've played a few. I've done a few, and it's fun. It's always fun. As I get older, I really prefer kind of lighter fare, fun stuff. I don't really, if you play a serial killer, you have to. The whole thing about acting is the great what if. So what if I was in this situation? How would I be? And if I'm playing a serial killer, I have to imagine the worst aspects of myself.
Sure.
And it can be daunting, and it takes a toll. So if I don't have to play another serial killer, that's good by me.
That makes perfect sense. And I want to talk about the Grey House, but I have to throw one more out there. I have been a card-carrying quiz show fanatic since the day I saw it in the theaters. That's another movie that I think every generation finally comes around to. My son's 25, and about 6 months ago he called me and he said, "Have you ever seen Quiz Show?" And I said, "Oh, I've been waiting for this call."
Oh, that's great. I love that. Yeah, it's that too. I get a lot of people coming up to me. They had a 30th anniversary screening last year, and it was great to see that the audience was full of so many young people. It's Robert Redford, one of the great artists of our time, just passed away this year, and he was a bit of a mentor of mine, and so to be a part of that, it was like being called up from the minors to the show to play in the All-Star game and to pitch.
Yeah, that gave me goosebumps. That's awesome. Well, The Grey House, which is now on Amazon, it's a Civil War series about some women who get their own underground railroad going. But you know what? When I looked at the credits and I saw this show coming, I saw the name John Sayles, and I thought, now that's a call to the majors as well. One of the great filmmakers of the last 40 years.
Great film. I mean, it's chock full of great filmmakers. John Sayles, and he's really great with history and brought a lot to this, details and surprising moments. This is all based on true stories. These women, did create this spy network and helped the North win the war, and so then you got Kevin Costner and Morgan Freeman on, overseeing this and making sure it all comes to fruition, and then the ultimate master is Roland Joffe, the director who did The Killing Fields and The Mission, and I've worked with now 3 times, and wow. I can't sing his praises enough. I mean, he really is a special person, filmmaker, and this is a super entertaining, epic, cinematic story with this phenomenal cast. It's told a lot through the eyes of these women, led by Mary Louise Parker and Daisy Head and Amethyst Davis and Hannah James. And they do an amazing job, and then it gets filled out by the likes of Ben Vereen and Keith David and Chris McDonnell and Sam Trammell. It just goes on, and then you've got this amazing soundtrack with Willie Nelson and Shania Twain, and John Bon Jovi wrote a piece, and Killer Mike's in there. It's a very cool project. I'm proud to be a part of.
We are talking with Rob Morrow on Gorman in the Morning. When I think you see a TV show coming or a movie and you focus on like the top name or two on the thing, I think my limited understanding of these projects, though, it's such a collaborative effort. And the names you just said, just in that one little bit, it's kind of mind-boggling to get that many people into a room all on the same page. Tell me if that's not the most rewarding part of just the collaborative effort of what it takes to get a show like this from A to Z.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you're surrounded by people that their work, that their work precedes them, the quality, the integrity, there's a comfort in that. You don't have to worry. Okay, what am I in? What's this going to turn out? It's going to be solid. And then they filled it out with. I mean, the costume designer, Oana Panescu, and the hair designer, Giorgio Gregorini. They were all just really master craftspeople, and so every detail in this is vetted and authentic and cool. It's just a great story told by great filmmakers.
The Grey House is on Amazon Prime Video now. Rob, you grew up I believe in the New York area as a kid. Let's go to your high school years. This is a rock station, so I have to ask. Favorite bands, and what was the first concert you saw?
Well, the first concert I saw was Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yes! Taking care of business, baby.
Right? That pulls one out of nowhere. I guess I was a Stones guy. I certainly like the Black Crowes, by the way.
I'll take it.
Pink Floyd, The Who,
right.
I mean, all the big classic bands. And then I have a very eclectic taste in music, so I got into jazz and Pat Metheny right now I can get behind Taylor Swift and who else oh God, it goes on and on.
You take it all. You're batting 1,000 here, bud. That's great. Casting the wide net, Rob Morrow. Hey, man, it's an honest pleasure to talk with you. As I said, a big fan of your work, and wish you all the best with this series. And next time you got something, you can always give us a ring. We're always here. Thanks, man.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for the kind words.
You got it. See ya. I'm just going to go right back. But seriously, Quiz Show is one of those. We talked earlier in the show, thank you very much, I said Michael Clayton's one of those movies. I can watch it. Anytime it's on, I will watch the entire thing. And Quiz Show's another one of those on my short list of lifelong favorite movies. Are you familiar with that, Ryder?
Yes, I saw it when it came out in the theaters, and I don't know that I've seen it since, but it was pretty intense.
It's so great. John Turturro is incredibly uncomfortable, as he is want to be in that movie. Every element of it's great. Rob Morrow's great, and I'm a sucker for a Civil War docuseries, I can tell you that, or a dramatic series about the Civil War.
For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm down with that.
I am starting my Northern Exposure rewatch. I did like 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, man, I got to get committed to this thing. It's great.
It really does. It does hold up. It's fantastic.
Makes me want to move to Alaska.
It's funny. I met the other guy from that show, John Corbett, the actor who was on Northern Exposure. He's the DJ on Northern Exposure. Yes. I met him back in those days. He would come to Crow shows. We've been friends forever.
Oh, that checks out.
Yeah, and just in talking with him about the shoot back then, and he was always in Seattle. They were filming way up in the Northwest and stuff. And I just forgot this when we were talking to Rob, but we went to a gig and he said, he was going to come, and at the last minute he couldn't make it. And I was like, that guy's cool, man. I like that guy. And it's all coming back to me now. But anyway, Rob Morrow, good stuff. And The Gray House is available on Amazon Prime. All right. We got to move forward because we have just enough time for the last word. It is March the 5th. Not only our 32nd anniversary.
Congratulations.
Happy anniversary to us. But 44 years ago in 1982, a awful day for 11th grade Steve Gorman when I turned on the nightly news to hear that John Belushi had died.
Oh.
John Belushi, dead in his hotel room at the Chateau Marmont, a drug overdose. He was 33 years old. This is only 3 years after he had become an absolute icon. In 1979, John Belushi had the unprecedented trifecta.
Okay.
He had the #1 album in America with the Blues Brothers.
Okay.
While having the #1 TV show in America, Saturday Night Live, while being the star of the #1 film in America, Animal House.
That is quite the triple.
That's a good week.
Hell yeah, it is.
So to say he was on a heater is a bit of an understatement. But John Belushi gets the last word in an interview shortly before his death. He said, back in the Chicago days, all we cared about was rock and roll and staying out of the Army.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Oh, baby.
I can get behind that plan.
Man, he was something else. Tomorrow on this show, our buddy Steven Hyden is going to stop by again, as will Lisa Miller.
Yes.
Going to get up early and come hang out. That's exciting.
I'm thinking we're going to talk about music and pets.
That's a solid. In soccer terms, that would be a brace. That's two goals. That's two goals for me. And here's even better news. Lisa Miller's coming up next on KQRS. Keep it right here.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live, or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.